Before this video starts, leave a like, comment down below. I know you haven't seen it, but you know, still comment down below, because why not? Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another Busta-Bust or Nahhh. Today, we got another first impressions. Judging from the title of this video, you guys already know. The Aputure 300D is what we're going to be doing first impressions on today. I'm really excited for this one because I've always wanted a more powerful light. I felt like the 120D was just a little bit lackluster in output, so I was really looking forward to getting this 300D so that way, you know, I can kind of light bigger sources, bigger things, have a bigger like soft lighting setup. So let's just jump right into it. So first thing I'm gonna talk about is the control box. I love this control box. I love the fact that the power adapter and everything is just built into here, and all I literally need is this and 2 cables, nothing else. It's very solid. You got V-mounts on both sides, one over here and one over here. This one's red because that way you can power it just off of one V-mount on this side and use 50% of the energy. I mean, not really too much to talk about. You got some pins down here. Basic buttons up top. You got lighting, channel, group, wireless stuff, and I mean, you don't really have to worry too much about that, to be honest. It's basic, intuitive. I'm not gonna spoon feed you everything here. One of my favorite things about this thing is the super clamp on the back. So you just kind of clamp this thing on and it's super simple. My dumbass kind of put it upside down, so it was like really complicated for me to do it at first, but then I realized it was upside down and I started doing it and it was just so easy. I was like, bro, how's everyone making it look so easy? They're just like throwing it on like it's a magnet. The buttons on this control box, it makes it a little bit harder for me to work with. I'm an app guy sometimes, so it's all laid out on the app, and I'll talk about the app later. But something really quick I just wanted to note, you can either choose a logarithmic curve, an S curve, or an exponential curve, and depending on how you want to be able to raise the brightness or lower it, it kind of goes at different rates. So you also have linear, which is what it's base programmed to be. So I use linear, but you know, if we're doing like product reveal and stuff like that, we might use logarithmic or exponential. Jumping into the light, this big behemoth Canon light beam. Yeah, man, this is the baby. This is the 300D Mark II. I'm really happy. It's damn near the same for the 120D. It just feels a bit more sturdy. The thing I've noticed is this this pin right here, this Bowen's S-mount locking pin, is a lot more sturdy, and it won't really rattle any of your accessories on there. I fucking love that. It's one of my favorite parts about this light, to be honest. I love the handbrake style yoke. Makes it a million times easier. You guys don't understand how annoying it is trying to turn it on the 120D and then having the 120D still droop. It's a pain. Having a longer yoke definitely does help. That way you can bring the light down and kind of angle it a little bit lower. One thing I noticed are the fans. The fans, when they are on, they are on. I mean, I wouldn't say they're loud, but like, I've noticed them, you know what I'm saying? In the 120D, I never ever noticed it. But the one thing I have to say is, when the light came, the fan mode was on all the time. So I changed it to auto, and I've never once heard this thing turn on. We've used this for like 3 hours straight. And I was just like, okay, like I've never heard the fan still. And to be honest, I don't really do a lot of audio running for my movie and stuff like that. And if I do, my light's usually further away and I have a shotgun mic, so I don't really have an issue with that. When we added a CTO gel to our Aputure lantern and we put it on the 300D, the 300D burned a hole through that CTO gel. So we're still figuring out a way to kind of make it a tungsten color without, you know, having it burn through the gels. I'll let you know when I figure out a way. My first test with this was for my movie. We went to a restaurant and we lit up this whole restaurant with pretty much just this one light and a GVM light. What I did was I took a big white blanket, one of these sound blankets, and I put it on a C-stand, and I put the Aputure 300D and I blasted it onto the white side of this blanket and had it kind of fall onto everyone at the restaurant. So that way it's kind of like a big source, and it just kind of fills up everything, and it's just super soft lighting. It worked phenomenally. It worked really, really, really well. My only issue was it still burned through the CTO, even when I put a reflector hood, and then I put a barn door attachment, and then a gel holder in front. So even with like this much distance, it still burned my gel. Really sucks, but it has output. I love it. I love it. On my output category, I think this is sometimes a bit too much. I feel like we were about to return this and get a 600D, but we realized I think 300D Mark II was probably more than enough for what we need for now. You know, I feel like a 600D would just be way too overpowered for us, and it would just be a bit more of a hassle to deal with, to be honest. I'm happy with the output with this, and you know, I always felt like the 120D was lacking in most of my music videos. I always had it at 100, and I still felt like I had to bump up my ISO, and I still felt like I was just like lacking, you know? With the 300D, I don't have to really worry about the light, and I'm happy with the color science and the color quality of it. I felt like the 120D was just, I don't know, I just felt like there was a little bit of a green tint. I don't know. Maybe it's just mine was just, I don't know, defected or something. We actually used the 300D to light our last Busta-Bust video, so you know, check that out over here or in the description down below. This thing paired with the Aputure lantern will fill up a whole room, and it will look beautiful, to be honest. So we did that at Lino's too, which was that restaurant. We just put the 300D up on a C-stand and rigged it out, and we kind of added the lantern on it, right? And then we added the skirt, so that way the light was just literally falling onto me. It was just lighting me perfectly, and it was just awesome. And then we took off the skirt, and we just kind of kept up the aperture up there, and we just kind of just moved the light wherever we needed it to just light groups of people, groups of tables. It was really sweet, to be honest. So it was really nice, handy, and it was bright enough to really work with it. So to power this big bad boy, we need 2 V-mount batteries, and we use these Sunwell V-mount batteries. I love these batteries. Love these batteries. They're kind of on the pricier side, but I love them. One thing I really love on the control box is that it tells you how long you have if you're on V-mount battery or on AC. I mean, on AC, obviously you have infinite power. If your V-mount batteries are at like, you know, 20%, you don't know, you just slap it on the thing and it'll say you have probably 2 hours at full brightness or 4 hours on 2%, and it's just like I love that feature. They really thought about that, and it really helps out letting us know like, oh, we got to switch out a V-mount battery, or oh, we got to be cautious with using our batteries, or we got to turn off stuff, or you know, or we're all good, you know, we don't have to worry too much. We got enough juice to last the rest of the shoot. That's probably one of my favorite features on the 300D. Yeah, these batteries, can't recommend them enough. If you have 2 of them on the 300D at full brightness, you're gonna get like, I don't know, like 2.5, 3 hours roughly at full brightness. So I'm like, cool. The cables, I love these cables. They're really high quality cables. I really don't know what to say. They're really long, so they really thought about it, that, you know, you're gonna be like, oh, you're gonna be in the wall. So I don't know, they're long, they're high quality, and they're sturdy, and I like it. Another great thing, light dome, or I keep calling it a light dome, the light reflector. It helps bring more light and reflects it to you. Great. Most of the time I pretty much just use the 300D with the light dome, or the Aputure lantern, or with our Fresnel mount. But if we needed more power and we just kind of wanted to bounce off a ceiling or something, slap this on, get more power. Kind of nice, not gonna lie. Last thing I want to talk about is the Aputure 300D bag. Love the bag. It's very high quality, very nicely made. They really thought about everything. Everything kind of fits perfectly in there. My only concern was I wish that there was like an extra pocket or an extra space to put other Aputure accessories. For example, I have like barn doors, extra V-mount batteries I'd like to kind of put in, or even if not V-mount batteries, I have like C47s I'd like to put in, or gels I'd like to put in. So I just wish the Aputure like implemented that little pouch that they had on the 120D bag, where it's just like in the front, you're able to just kind of open it up, put whatever else you need in there, zip it back up, you know. It was just very thoughtful of them. But other than that, it's a very solid bag. I love it. One thing I do have to say is when you have everything in there, 2 V-mount batteries and all that stuff, it does get heavy. So it's actually one of the heaviest bags that we carry. By we, I mean me. So the bag is also like a very hard case, so it's not like very soft like the Aputure 120D bag, but this one, like, you really can like you know what I'm saying? I do it on this desk, but I'm pretty sure this desk is gonna break if I put anything heavier than like a bag of chips. Yeah, no, seriously, this thing's gonna it's gonna break. Another great thing that comes with this Aputure light is the app. The app is very nicely made. You have a lot of customization options on there. Yeah, you can really change anything about the light within the app. I think the first couple times I tried to go in, I had like connection issues. I don't know why. It was just being a pain for a little bit, but I exited out and I turned off the light and I did it again and it worked fine. I love the lighting effects. I was able to kind of control it right there. I love being able to turn on multiple lights with that stuff. Yeah, we're gonna use the 300D a lot more. I just wanted to let you guys know how I felt about it after my first shoot with it. I really did enjoy it. Wait till we come out with a full review on it. In that full review, I'll really get into the in-depths of using it on multiple different shoots and how I feel about it being used in a cinema level and a music video level and a commercial interview, and if it's good enough and vice versa. But I have really good feelings about this light, to be honest. Not many things I can really say I don't like about it. That's our first impression about the 300D Mark II. I hope you guys enjoy it. If you guys like this video, please leave it a thumbs up, hit that notification bell, subscribe, comment down below what you guys thought. If you guys have a 300D, if you guys don't, you know, you guys have been showing mad love lately, so you know, I'm just trying to show some mad love by, you know, commenting to all of y'all back. If you guys want to see some of my vlogs that I do, check out the Yashim Sabji channel. I have a creative struggle vlog on there where I kind of showcase the struggles that an artist goes through, a director, and all that stuff. So check that out. And on the Icon channel, that's where we post all our production work. So if you guys are curious to see how the 300D or the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 4K or the Sony A7 III works in a professional video setting, you know, check it out over there. Other than that, peace. All right. That's it. We out. We out.